Hey, yo, shut up. This Ice-T. Right now you're watching Loudwire. You dig?
Hey everyone, Gruhamed from Loudwire here. It's Wikipedia Fact or Fiction time with the OG, a true pioneer of mixing rap, rock, and metal.
And Wikipedia, it's all lies.
All right, well,
So
thank you
go.
for stopping by.
Let's go.
Let's do this. All right, you know how this works. All right, I'll pick out some Wikipedia stuff.
About me?
About you.
It's a lie.
So let's see. Well, let's try this one on for size.
Let's try.
Your full birth name.
Right.
Tracy.
Hold it. What the you doing? Is this Wikipedia or FBI? I mean, now somebody can steal my identity and go out and run my bank account. It's only $300 in it, but this is not the point.
Yeah.
My full name. Leave out my middle name. All right. Go on.
Tracy Lauren Marrow.
True.
No shame in that.
L-A-U-R-E-N. No. Tracy Loren. That's pimping right there, Jay. Ralph Lauren type shit. Spelled like Ralph Lauren. And his name isn't really Ralph Lauren. He's got some Jewish name. And he just changed it to Ralph Lauren because he wanted to be American and sell American clothes. I didn't change my name. My name is really Lauren.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says on Wikipedia.
Wikipedia. Okay, let's go.
It says the first time that race played a major part in your life was at the age of 7 when your white friends were mistreating black children and you realized that you escaped similar treatment because of your lighter skin tone.
True. But mistreating black children sounds like they were whipping them or beating them. It was just more a similar, quick story. I had a white friend, and I was going to go over to his house after school, and then one of my other darker black friends wanted to come. He said, no, I can't bring any more kids. So then on the way to his house, he collected a few more white kids. I said, well, why did you say he couldn't come? He said, oh, he's a darky. And I'm like, oh, wow. And that was my first experience with race. And I kind of figured out later, because I was light-skinned, that he probably thought I was white. And that was my experience with racism. So mistreating, no, they weren't like beating motherfuckers.
Right.
They were just doing low shit.
Well, then it continues. It said that when you went to your mother about this, she told you, honey, people are stupid.
That's exactly what my mother said. My mother was a very fair-skinned black woman. You know, black people come in all different colors and stuff. You know, my mother was a Creole woman from New Orleans. And, you know, there's a mixture of black and French down there, you know, if you know the history. And she, in those days, in the 50s, she was what called could pass. That means you could pass as white. And she suffered incredible amounts of racism because she would be around white people and listen to them talk about black people, not knowing she was black. So it was not tolerated in my house. My father was dark-skinned, so it kind of like they weren't a mixed couple, but they got treated like a mixed couple at times. So they weren't with racism at all.
Jeez. Unfortunately, it says your mother passed away from a heart attack when you were in the 3rd grade.
Yes, that's true.
Your father, Solomon, raised you as a single father for 4 years with the help from a housekeeper.
Yeah.
Yes, fact, okay.
Miss Sinoni, she was like, you know, when my mother passed, he had a lady that would come there and kind of be in the house, you know. I guess now they call them nannies. I was a little old for nanny, but she was like the lady that would be at the house, cook, make sure I had dinner, because my father was out there working and stuff. So, yeah, that's true.
All right, they're doing well so far.
Wikipedia.
During school, you stood out from most of your friends because you didn't drink alcohol, smoke tobacco, or use drugs.
Smoke weed.
You did smoke weed.
No, I never
didn't
smoked
smoke
weed.
weed. And it also says you were affiliated with the Crips, although you never joined the gang.
Yeah, well, our school, the school me and Shani went to was called Crenshaw. It was a Crips school.
Of course.
So, you know, the gangs operate in the school. You kind of learn the rules. You don't wear red, you wear blue. And our school was connected to what called the Harlem Crips, Rolling 30s, the 60s, and the 8 Trey Gangsters. So those all are my friends. So some of them are hardcore gang members, some of them aren't. So what happens is you're considered a gang affiliate.
Okay.
Like, you got the juice of the gang, you know the gang members, but you've never been jumped in. I never put in work for the gang. I've never gone out and killed people for the gang. But sometimes affiliates will have more juice than people in the gang because I was cool with all the leaders, all the shot callers. Still am. So, you know, you don't necessarily need to be in the mob. You just need to be good with a motherfucker that's got pulling the mob. That might be more powerful.
When you were 12 years old, another tragedy, your father passed away. Following his passing, you lived with a nearby aunt briefly. You shared a room with your cousin Earl.
Wrong.
Wrong?
Wrong.
Okay.
After my father passed, I was sent to LA to live with my aunt. That's when I moved from New Jersey to LA. So I didn't live with a nearby aunt. I actually moved 2,000 miles away and lived with my father's sister and my cousin Earl, who thought he was Jimi Hendrix.
Okay, right.
He goes. So there you go, Wikipedia. F*** you. Okay, all right, keep going.
That's what we do.
Okay, that's what we do. I like this.
Good. At 17, you sold weed and stole car stereos for money, but you were still not making enough to support your girlfriend at the time and your daughter. So you joined the U.S. Army.
At 17, I was just getting out of high school. I had a girlfriend. I didn't have a daughter yet.
Okay.
I was trying to sell weed. I was trying to hustle. And then when I got my girlfriend pregnant, that's when I went into the Army.
Okay. It says you went in for the financial benefits.
Yeah,
that part is true.
Trying to get out of trouble, but the child hadn't been born yet.
Okay, gotcha. I thought this was funny.
I'm quite sure it's funny. It's Wikipedia. It's 4 jokes.
While in the Army, you were in a group that was jailed for the theft of an infantry rug. And this is where they put it really funny here. He said, you then decided to escape from jail, just casually, right? And desert your Army duties, yet you came back a month later after the rug had been returned.
Not true.
Fiction.
All right, yeah, that's fiction. It's close to the story. What happened was when we were in AIT, Advanced Individual Training, me and a few guys were doing some robberies on the post. Higher up sergeants were asking us to go obtain things they needed. So we would steal shit for them. And one of the things was a infantry blue rug for this motherfucker's office, which we lifted from the guest house. We found there was a guest house where people would come. We went in there with a box cutter and just cut a big ass square out of the middle of the floor and just lifted the shit. So what happened was, after the sergeant that made the lick didn't come pick us up. He bitched out, and we had to throw it in a cab to get the out of there, and the cab guy ratted us out. Next thing I got woke up by CID. Once that went from CID, they threw us in jail, a minimum security jail on Fort Benning. And yeah, I mean, you know, you can't leave me in a loose lockup. I'm out. So I hit the gates. I got away. I went AWOL. I came back to LA, and I basically negotiated from there with the people who had something to do with it and said, look, I'll come back once you all squash this. We was stealing for y'all. Y'all motherfuckers is gonna have to make this right. And then they made it right, and I came back and continued with my military service.
Awesome.
Makes sense.
In the past, you made money as a pimp from
not much money as a pimp.
Much,
I was trying to pimp, but not a lot of money. Maybe about like $40.
Worth it. From jewelry, robbing jewelry stores.
Made a lot of money doing that.
And robbing banks.
Touched on that. We touched on that. You know, most of the money was from jewelry stores and you know, other crimes. I wanted to pimp. I started reading Iceberg Slim books.
Yeah. And
I had a bunch of hustling girls with me, so I tried to pimp on them, and they got scared and ran to my friends. Like, I was just trying to pimp me. Why was he trying to pimp? So I was trying to send them, and it went, you know, it's difficult. They say pimping ain't easy. I'll make it more simple. Pimping is difficult.
And you worked with the You even worked with the Godfather in WWE, right? Did something with his music.
Yeah, later on in my career, with the Godfather, I did the song "Pimpin' Ain't Easy" for him, and I actually got to be in WrestleMania, and I walked him into the ring. That was a great moment in my life. WrestleMania is big.
Love WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I really, really liked this.
No, I don't give a f***.
Well, before you signed to Sire Records,
Yeah.
label founder and president Seymour Stein heard your demo and said, he sounds like Bob Dylan.
Absolutely true. Seymour said, you sound like Bob Dylan. I knew about, Bob Dylan. I respected him. I know some of, Subterranean Homesick Blues is a rap. I said, all right, I'll take that. I respect that. And, Seymour. Seymour is probably one of the greatest A&R people in the history of music. From Ramones, Ministry, Talking Heads, Madonna, Ice-T. Out of here.
Yeah.
What's the name of this show anyway?
Did we get one of those holograms?
Don't touch me, man. I ain't no hologram, man. You guys are crazy. You couldn't afford a hologram, man.
Be careful, we didn't install the safety stuff yet.